For months, 22 Investigates has been working to learn more about the DuComb Center investigation and its former director, Sharon McBride's termination. Just a few weeks ago, I received documents from a public records request that I filed with the county back in March, revealing internal tension about finances, staff contracts, and what commissioners knew and did not know about it. While under investigation, a South Bend County employee has been formally terminated. It was a showy start.
They had no specific policies and procedures.
The president of the NAACP said she's never witnessed anything like this.
Now, more than 90 days since February's frequent developments about the DuComb Center and the launch of an investigation into its former director, silence. 22 Investigates has pressed St. Joe County commissioners for details about the investigation. I emailed all 3 commissioners, their attorneys, and advisors asking whether the investigation is over. Only Derek Dieter responded, cannot comment on an ongoing investigation. In February, commissioners promised to keep the public informed of significant developments when they announced the launch of a thorough investigation against former DuComb Center Director Sharon McBride in response to concerning allegations brought to their attention about staffing issues, overtime abuse, improper credit card use in financial transactions, training issues, failing to follow county policies, chain of command, and the workers' compensation policy. February 21st, WSBT 22 was there when commissioners and their attorney publicly grilled McBride about excessive overtime that led to her mother's $105,000 salary as DuComb Center's kitchen director. Only 8 days earlier, on February 13th, documents I received from my public records request to help understand what happened behind the scenes revealed how quickly this all came together after auditors rejected a DuComb Center payment reportedly at the request of the commissioners. The email sent to McBride and Randy Squadroni, the financial director at DuComb Center, directed the two to reach out to the commissioners directly. Hours later, McBride replied to that email, saying that she reached out to Baxmeyer and Dieter and their attorneys and wants to know why claims were denied. She said the denial is impeding her ability to function as an agency. She also requested a meeting to talk about it. McBride also said delaying payments would jeopardize grant funding with the Indiana Department of Corrections and the state. At the end of the email, she wrote, I have been trying to schedule a meeting with you for almost a year to no avail. In a follow-up email excluding McBride and Squadroni, the auditor wrote that she would not respond because she knows the Board of Commissioners is planning to meet with Sharon. Steve Dalton with Cinder Dalton Municipal Advisors then replied. Our copy of the email doesn't show who specifically it was sent to, but it does outline the county government's strategy in confronting McBride during a February meeting in front of commissioners. Dalton suggested Commissioner Baxmeyer talk with 2 judges so they are aware of legitimate concerns and don't think it's just a foray into politics. Dalton also shared from the auditor's office that there are claims owed and many of the claims are past due, adding it's something which appears to be a common occurrence for this department. Not sure how that will all play out. I will assume substantial political pressure will be fomented for that meeting. And here's what McBride, joined by her supporters, shared after that meeting.
And yet they were adamant to have this public shaming and to try to slander my name.
I emailed and called McBride's attorney for comment. Hi there, this is John Paul from WSBT 22. I wasn't able to get answers to my questions about some of the allegations brought up in the emails about the DuComb Center's finances or the commissioner's investigation. Through email, McBride's attorney, Jim Masters, said Sharon McBride and I will not comment on a pending legal action. 22 Investigates also wanted answers about Squadroni's contract and employment. A February 13th email from attorney Peter Agostino recommended a contract McBride reportedly had Squadroni sign 2 weeks earlier, changing his status from county employee to independent contractor, be voided, reverting to an exempt employee of the county. Dalton agreed with the attorney's recommendation in his reply. Obviously, she cannot sign on behalf of the county, he said. It would seem after reading Pete's email that Randy is pulling away from full-time work and perhaps in the future will quit the county, he said. I'm sure if you're being asked to use your own personal credit card to pay for expenses and you know that there are substantial questions about the processes of DuComb, you might like to move on. We requested any and all communications, including emails and texts from commissioners about their conversations and strategies about Sharon McBride and the DuComb Center. Because the investigation is not over, we are still waiting to get access to those public records. When that happens, we'll let you know. For 22 Investigates, I'm John Paul, WSBT 22 News.